It's not enough just to have the idea. It's not enough just to write it down. It's not enough to have a vision board. What you have to understand is you've got to get the conscious mind and the subconscious mind to line up. Those two signals have got to line up, so there's something known as a coherence pattern. And when you have a coherence pattern, things are working well in coherence. Now, when you have a desire, that gives you a certain feeling, a certain vibration when you really emotionalize that desire. But unless you keep that vibration going, it dissipates. It really isn't very strong. And so think about your desires as being conscious, using your imagination or using your deductive reasoning, your ability to choose basically, based on different options, what it is you want to achieve in your life. That's part of the conscious brain's responsibility. And that will emit a small little frequency, just like a bleep of light maybe from your refrigerator. But what you really want to have working for you are the 100 trillion cells in your body that vibrate based on the subconscious conditioning and the subconscious mind's programming. And so think about your conscious mind as the chooser, but the subconscious mind as the implementer. And the reason 99% of people will never achieve the positive results based on the law of attraction is because they think positively, but they have the beliefs, the habits, and the values possibly that are not in line with each other. And so let's say you want to make an extra $100,000 or $50,000 or $1 million, or let's say that you want to release the weight that you don't enjoy on your body, or let's say that you want to find a soulmate that you're not with right now. It's not enough just to have the idea. It's not enough just to write it down. It's not enough to have a vision board. What you have to understand is you've got to get the conscious mind and the subconscious mind to line up. Those two signals have got to line up, so there's something known as a coherence pattern. And when you have a coherence pattern, things are working well in coherence.
Now, what can you do? Let's take your self-image that may be holding you back. If there is a disconnect between what you want to achieve and your hidden self-image, which means or says in your own mind, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not worthy, you better know that the self-image that you currently have is preventing you from achieving the goal, the identity, and the characteristic traits of the person you need to be in order to achieve your goals. And there's going to be a battle inside your head. And I'll give you solutions in just a second. If you have limiting beliefs, like you're not good enough, not worthy enough, you don't have enough money, knowledge, skills, you're too young, you're too old, neural patterns in your brain is what beliefs are. And we have constructive ones, destructive ones, empowering ones, disempowering ones, positive and negative neural patterns called beliefs. The key is to deactivate the beliefs that disempower you and to create a new belief that matches the vision and goal you have. Then we have the fears that I talked about. I'm going to give you a couple techniques. If you have a fear of having a goal and failing, you're not going to take action, because as soon as that circuit turns on for the failure circuit, which is the fear circuit, guess what happens? All of the motivation that you had goes out the window, and you either fight, freeze, or flee, meaning running away, doing something else like procrastinate, instead of doing what you need to do. So if you have a fear of failure, a fear of success, a fear of being embarrassed, ashamed, ridiculed, or judged, these are going to turn off your motivational centers and activate your fear centers. So I'm not going to leave you hanging without a solution. First and foremost, understand that you and I became conditioned because of our parents, our teachers, television, radio, our experiences, what we heard, what we saw, what meanings we gave things, which means that we became conditioned. We weren't born with any beliefs or fears or self-image challenges. We developed them. And in neuroscience and neuropsychology terms means that we developed the patterns that got reinforced that become the natural easy way for us to be, even though we may not want it. So, what if you wrote down a limiting belief that you had? Okay, I'm not smart enough, not good enough, not worthy, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have this, I'm too young, I'm too old. Write out whatever you want. And then what if you just created a new language pattern and reframed it and said, in the past, I used to believe, fill in the blank, and now I believe that I am smart enough, I am good enough, I am worthy, I can achieve this, I can find the money, I can upgrade my knowledge, I can upgrade my skills, and I'm excited and enthusiastic to achieve the vision and goal of, and write in the blank. Now, if you wrote that out and you repeated it and emotionalized it and felt it as if you were a Hollywood actor or actress learning a new role, you would activate something called the neuroplasticity switch in your brain that would cause new neurons to connect. And if you reinforced it for the next 100 days by reading it, emotionalizing it, recording it, and listening to it, you would take a new pattern that you wrote out and then you would impress it through spaced repetition. Repetition, okay, is what is required in order to strengthen and reinforce a neural pattern. And practice is what makes permanent. Let me repeat, practicing a paragraph or an affirmation of what you want is what makes permanent. What that means is it makes the neural network permanent and it replaces the old pattern. It takes 66 days to 365 days to do this. So don't do it for a week going, nothing's happening. 66 days to 365 days. That's for limiting beliefs. What if at the same time, right after you did that, you visualized and saw yourself overcoming any of your limiting beliefs, your obstacles, your challenges. You saw yourself winning. You saw yourself achieving the goals and dreams that you have. You saw yourself with more self-confidence, more certainty than ever before, and you felt it, again, as if you were a Hollywood actor or actress getting paid to pretend you're doing this role. Now, visualization is simulation, and again, when you simulate, you create neural patterns that reinforce, and over a period of time, they become dominant. So if you think about what does a Hollywood actor or actress do to learn their role, they practice it over and over and over again. They feel it, they bring in all of their senses, and then they become the role, and hopefully they win an Academy Award. If you do that long enough, you'll start to develop a new neural pattern, you'll start to develop a new behavior, and if you do it for at least 66 days, but preferably 100 days, you'll start to develop a new way of thinking and being and doing that will overshadow the other pattern in the brain.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so there's a psychology behind it, but there's also the neurological processes of the brain. And what happens is our brain doesn't like change.
Yeah.
So any time that there is change, the brain feels uncomfortable. As soon as it feels uncomfortable, it'll send signals to the motor cortex of the brain. It'll send messages, and we'll start to rationalize. We'll start to tell ourselves, well, I shouldn't do it because of this. Well, maybe today's not a good day. Well, I'll start today, but I won't continue till next week, or you know what, I really don't want this. And we start to talk to ourselves. And when we understand what the brain does whenever we try to change, then we can start being in control of the brain, and we can override the automatic responses. There's something called automaticity. And automaticity states that anything that I repeat over and over and over again over a period of time will go from conscious effort, deliberate conscious effort, willpower or persistence, and it'll become automatic. So we just have to know how long that is. And some things take a week, some things take 60 days. Some habits that people have for 20, 30, 40, 50 years take 200 days. And so you start off with a 100-day window, and you ask yourself, am I willing to give a little bit of effort for 100 days to remove this destructive either thought pattern or destructive behavioral pattern in order for me to have something greater and better than what I have